Wow, it's exciting. We get 2 new carts and a baseball cap, even some stickers. Yep, it's that time again. We've got 2 new carts to open from EVERCADE. First video we're going to be looking at Morphcat Games Collection 1. So hi guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. It's new cart time, which we all get very excited for, and this one is Morphcat Games Collection 1. Originally due out at the end of May, so it's been delayed by maybe a good 3 or 4 weeks. But it's finally here and we're going to have a quick look at it. So it says here there's actually 3 games on the cartridge, but it's actually a little bit more, if I'm right. You look at there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's actually 2 bonus games. One's entitled a demo, which is more like a full game, and one is like an expansion pack. New micro mages levels, second quest, which is I think something of an exclusive for the EVERCADE. But yeah, let's have a quick look at inside the box. Whoa, we've got some freebies. Wow, let's have a quick look at these first. So it's some kind of bonus student ID card for the micro mages. Oh, there's some stuff we can maybe link there as well. Nice student ID cards. How cool are they? They've got 2 sides to them. Some of them. I suppose that's quite a nice touch to actually include them in the cart. It's not stickers. Nice collectible cards. That's really nice. Let's have a quick look at the cart. Okay, nice looking cart. Like this pink theme. Morphcat Games Collection 1. Okay guys, let's have a look at the manual before we actually get started on the games. A little bit about Morphcat Games. It's a 2-man independent developer and they're based in Germany. I've got a lot about micro mages itself. It's obviously crammed into a 40 kilobyte cart. Crazy. Obviously this is a NES version that we're looking at. And I think the big thing about this game is it's obviously tailor-made for being a 4-player game. There's lots of information in the book here, and amazingly there's actually lots of pages just dedicated to micro mages. Lots and lots. Didn't really think the game was that in depth to actually need all that amount of pages for it, but it's still quite good. Nice touch nonetheless. You don't really see that enough of that these days, obviously. You've got the second quest, which I think is exclusive for EVERCADE at the moment. I think. I could be wrong, but it's not available anywhere else at the moment. So something of a new exclusive thing. We've got Bobble, some information there. I think this is a NES game as well. Quite a nice looking NES game though. Space Gulls, which I think is another NES title. These are all pretty new retro games, which is right up my street. I love your new retro stuff. This is where I want to see EVERCADE get some stuff. An interesting fact there that in speedrun, you can actually complete the game in 8 minutes and 16 seconds. Of course, that's someone doing a speedrun. Hopefully it lasts a lot longer than that. We've got Super Bat Puncher Demo. It's more like a full game. Apparently this was the first game they actually released, and released it as a demo, but I think if I recall it does actually feel like a full game. A little bit more about that and some more info. Great to see all the extra information about these games. Absolutely fantastic. Nice little manual, well put together. So let's get a quick bash on the handheld before we sort of boot it up to the VS. Okay guys, let's have a quick look at it. There's obviously only 5 games. But let's maybe jump into the sort of cover hero, which is micro mages, quickly just to see it running on the handheld. Sounds really nice. Very cool, addictive little game. Graphics are quite small on it. Obviously you can play 4 players as well. I think that's going to be where the most fun is at, to be honest, playing it as a 4-player game. You see the graphics are pretty small, but it's an incredibly addictive little game. So play the mages, and your idea is to try and climb up the stages to get to the exit. And you can obviously take the enemies out. Anyway guys, that's just a quick look on the handheld. I think this is probably where I'll play the games most, but obviously for viewing purposes, let's get it onto the VS. You can get a better look and I'll talk you through the games and my first impressions of the games. Okay guys, let's have a look at Bobble to start with. We've only got 5 games, so we should get through this fairly quickly. This is a kind of a puzzle platformer style game, and you obviously play it as a bubble. Quite an interesting sort of premise you've got there, and you've only got a few sort of different options there. 1, dive, release to jump. Very simple, very easy to pick up and play, and this is right up my street, that's for sure. Let's go. Okay, you can see you're a bubble. I don't really know what the actual point of the game is, apart from making it from one point to the other. If you hold B, you go further down into the water. That helps you sort of get through the levels. And obviously that's a checkpoint, the bell. And you need to sort of push down to sort of go over the obstacles, or you will burst if you touch any of the obstacles like that. It can be a little bit frustrating, but actually really enjoy this game. It's really addictive, and it's certainly one I'll want to try and get to the end with, that's for sure. Oh, this looks like an upgrade of some sort. Let's see what it is. Oh, we can now go deeper. Fantastic. That's what everyone wants to hear. Yay! So you can jump higher and sort of go deeper into the water, as you can see, so you can go past the obstacles. There's another checkpoint. Can't go that deep right enough. This is where we can go so far. It does make a difference to your strategic jumping. Yeah, you need to be careful with that, or you will burst. You definitely don't want a burst bubble. Haha, no chance there. And what a crazy addictive little game. Very unusual premise. I love the idea of it. I'm not sure how big the game is, but I do know it goes on a bit. It does get quite tricky. You can see you've got pipes up there that you can actually get sucked up on and go higher, but right now we're not, you can't really bounce high enough, so that's something we need to come back to later on in the game. And there's definitely a few tricky parts to manoeuvre through. Oh, you will probably, I was going to say die, but I guess you're going to burst quite a lot. But the checkpoints are pretty close by. Very interesting game. I like it, it's very addictive. I'm not really sure if this is my favourite game in the cart, but it's definitely worthy of being on here. It's different. So you definitely need to be precise and accurate with your button and how long you actually hold down the button for, and how high you actually jump up. So you obviously don't want to do that, you'll die instantly. So obviously we want to try and clear these 2 obstacles at the same time, or try and hold down, tap it gently maybe to try and make slow progress. Eventually get there. It is tricky. Oh, so I don't want to go down that way, I don't think. Let's see if we can go up here. Anyway guys, a great start to the cart, an absolutely fantastic title that I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth stuck into. I'm trying to understand what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to go. But I guess that's the whole joy of playing these games. Wow. Certainly a little bit frustrating, I guess, me dial up. But let's move on to the next game. First off, good start, really good start. Okay guys, going to move on to the signature game that's on the front cover. It's Micro Mages, which is probably the most famous of the games that's on the Morphcat Games Collection. This is, I think they're all NES versions that's on the cart. And a lot of these games are available on itch.io. That's the first time I sort of played it. It was really good. And I think the sort of selling point for this game is probably the fact it's a 4-player game. And I would definitely urge you to try and find some friends or family or whoever wants to try and play and get the 4-player game played. I'm going to try it with my kids and see, because I think it would be absolutely fantastic as a 4-player and really good fun. There's a lot of different options that you can do playing 4-player. But obviously for me right now in this video, it's just going to be single player. But I'll definitely look at the 4-player option in a future video. So you can see you play the little move. You've got a simple buttons jump. Let's have a quick look at the controls just so you can get an idea of what I'm doing here. You got shoot, hold to release your charge, and then jump, and you can do wall jump. Release the fairy. I don't know what that particular thing is. That's obviously something maybe later on in the game, I guess. Sounds like a kind of a special power up or something. Let's go. So you can basically, you need to wall jump to make your progress up the stages, and you need to really get to the top of the stage. As you can see, it's scrolling up constantly, so be wary of that. And I guess if you're playing 4-player game, you can either, I think you can play co-op or you can play against each other, I guess. See, that's the checkpoint there, that flag. I think that would be very interesting, sort of playing this as a 4-player game. I think it'd be quite frantic fun. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do that at some point. I think that's probably what the game's going to be best at. But you don't need to, you can just play it as a single player game. But I guess if you do, you're going to miss out probably in a lot of fun parts that this game was intended for. There's that checkpoint again. Definitely a fun, addictive little game, quite tricky. But it's brilliant. I think if you love your platformers, you're going to love this. The graphics are pretty tiny, right enough. They almost remind me of a Pico 8 title. That seems to be where it must have come from. I guess this is just NES only, right enough. Okay, we've got some trampolines that's bouncing us up now in the second level. There are bosses at the end of, I think, some of the stages. Certainly adds a huge challenge to the game. I think it would definitely be easier to try and do these with more players. You see, I'm not going to have the 4-player option in this video right now, but I will in a future video look at the 4-player option, because I think that's going to be really good fun. Could end up being one of the best 4-player games on EverCade. And I guess that's what the VS is more or less all about, is utilising those additional controllers, extra players, get your family and friends involved. I think that's what EverCade are hoping for, I guess. But not everyone's got 4 friends, so, or even 4 members in your family. Ah! So yeah, don't drop down to the bottom like that, you will die. So you only get a few levels, so it is quite a tricky game. It is quite good fun to play right enough, but you'll probably have to utilise those save states. Guys, I really like this game. I'm not going to play it too much longer. I think I'll let you discover what comes up ahead. There's definitely a ghosty boss at the end of the first sort of stage, and then it moves on from there. But fantastic little title. I think definitely its strength will be the 4-player option. Okay guys, so we're moving on to Micromage's second quest, which I believe is some kind of an exclusive for EverCade, and it's not really available anywhere else at the moment. So it's basically more levels. I think that's basically all it is. Yep, that's all it is. There are extra controls here? Nah, it's just exactly the same. Let's play and see what's happening here. Yeah, so far pretty familiar stuff. Now this is probably what the biggest selling point of this cartridge, the fact that we've got some bonus features such as Micromage's second quest, which is not available anywhere else. This is going to be where the value in the cart actually lies. Now, if you love Micromage's, then this could be huge for you if you love it. You just can't get enough. So you can see, yeah, it's pretty much more of the same. Looks graphically exactly the same. It's just some additional levels, I guess, some rehash of the graphics. But I suppose that's not really a bad thing if it's addictive like this is. Almost seems like the same as the first game, doesn't it, really? I'm sure there'll be some nice changes here and there that we'll come across. Certainly a tricky little game. I don't think it's an easy one at all. I know I have died numerous times playing the game and probably not lasted very long, so I think once I utilise those save states we'll maybe actually make a little bit more progress through the game, which I'm really looking forward to because I think it's really good fun. But yeah, one for save states I would definitely suggest. There's some chest here to get some additional. Oh, that looks like a rocket of some sorts. Is this a fairy? I wonder if it is. Some kind of extra thing anyway. Ah! Oh, panic. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. So guys, it looks like more of the same. I think we'll move on to the next game. That's not a bad thing because it is really, really good fun. And if you like your Micromages, then yep, it's more of the same. Anyway, I'm kind of, oh, there's another sort of additional thing. Don't really know what that is. It's too addictive. Sometimes that jumping does get a little bit tedious, I guess, the wall jumping, but great little game. Let's move on to the next one. Okay guys, we're moving on to Space Skulls, which is a kind of a, I don't know, platformy style game, and you're a seagull, or space gull, sorry. And there's some kind of story going on. Can you beat the record of 8 minutes and 16 seconds? That's interesting. Space Skulls is a joyful solo, but it's even more of a delight if you share the experience with a friend on EVERCADE VS. Interesting. Another sort of two-player game. Let's get stuck in. Now, I think, looking back at the preview that I done a few months back, this is my favourite game on the cart. I found this one really addictive. The controls are absolutely tight. You can float pressing the B button. I'll just double check the controls again. You can see jump, flap, move your space gull. Very simple. A little bit like Bubble, whatever the game is. And this one is definitely my favourite. Very addictive. I guess you can see why you can just zoom through the levels quickly. You can jump on top of these monsters' head to destroy them. Don't necessarily need to, but in later parts of the game, you need to take out some of the enemies to open doors. But wow, I found this one to be really addictive. For me, the outstanding game on the cart, and I think I like Micro Mages, but this one just does it for me more than Micro Mages does. It just seems more playable. The handling works better. This is one of the stages. You need to take out the two enemies to open the door on the right hand side there. There we go. I'm not really sure what the point is. I think you need to rescue your family and friends or something. What a wonderfully addictive game though. So simple. And there's a save. Obviously we don't really need that because you get save states. But yeah, it's so simple to play. Very, very addictive. This is what I love about games. Simple yet addictive. Just have that one more go try. Just keep playing. But yeah, I suppose a little bit of concern that you could probably complete this game pretty quickly. There won't be a lot of depth to it. And I guess that could be this cart in general. There won't be an awful lot of depth to it. Oh, I'm flying all over the place. That's probably one of the issues with some of the indie heroes sort of titles as well. That there's not a lot of depth to the games. But there's some amazing titles there. Look, there's one of my friends or family I need to rescue. Yay! You can see you can really just zoom through the levels quite quickly and just avoid a lot of the enemies. Except these ones where you need to sort of open the doors, I guess. Oh, wonder what's down here. See a sort of slight graphic change. It does feel as if you're on the moon or in space somewhere. Except he's not got a space suit on, or can he breathe in space, this space gull? Who knows? Brilliant guys, let's move to the last game on the cart. Okay guys, we're on to the last game, which is called Super Bat Puncher Demo. Interestingly, why they're calling it a demo, it was their first game I believe, and it was a concept demo based on what they could do I guess with the NES. There's another one, you can play two-player games as well I guess. But let's play it and we'll sort of give you my sort of opinions of it. We've got two options, punch and jump. Oh, does that say poop? Punch or poop with your sirloin? Very good, let's go. Okay, very interesting start. See, there's a lot of flickering at the top here. That's generally typical of your NES titles. And here we've got some crazy punch and jump. It's definitely a great little example of what it can do. It almost feels like a kind of a platformy adventure game. What's happening here? Whoa! Look at all that flickering, help me! Yeah. Oh. Is that... Oh yeah, the little bird's going to help us. Fantastic. Oh, where did he go? Very strange, quirky little game, but certainly very playable. Wow, where did he go this time? It's a lot of nothingness in the start of the game. There's just level after level without you doing absolutely anything. You can see why you maybe entitled it as a demo as sorts. Not sure how long this game lasts, but I'd guess it probably won't last forever. The fact it's just a demo. Oh, we've got some coins to collect. Don't know what that means. What it's for. Yeah, there's sort of lots of screens after screens of absolutely nothing. Oh yeah, we can just use that to destroy the blocks. Fantastic. Yay, sirloin. You can use, controller too. You can make sirloin poop. Fantastic. Oh, we're now finally got to stage 1. How did I get into stage 1? Wow, that was tricky. Just trying to get in and pressing up on the controller. Odd. So this is like a first level proper, I guess. Seems a little bit more involved. Some extra enemies. Certainly opening up a little bit more. Some more enemies to defeat or avoid. Avoid. There's definitely a little bit of flickering here and there. I can see in the corner of the screens. You know, it is fun. Obviously seems pretty limited. I think it's pretty fun. It will offer a little bit of sort of fun. Limited fun, I guess, though. Oh, I'm in the corner. Yeah, it seems quite slidey when you're jumping there. Okay guys, so that's our look at Morphcat Games. It's not bad, you know, there's some great little titles in here, but you kind of think, is it really worth the asking price that they're wanting for this game? I think when you look at it, they're only actually talking about 3 games on the cart with 2 bonus games. It doesn't seem like a great value for money cart. Despite the fact that these games are really, really good fun to play, maybe not the most in-depth, the big selling point is going to be the fact that we've got 4-player games here like Micro Mages, and you've got some bonus content, the second quest, which is not available anywhere else. So that is where your value actually lies on this cart. But still, it's only 5 games. You do wonder why they didn't add this to like an Indie Heroes Collection 2. Indie Hero Collection 2 is coming later in the year, and I think there's only 10 games in the cart. No, they really could have just added these games to that cart to make that cart more value for money. I can see why they didn't, but at the same time, if you look at this at face value, it's 3 games plus 2 bonus games. One's only a demo. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but especially when the prices have went up on the carts to £18, £20 or $20, whatever it is. And that's definitely a worry for me. Some great little games here, there's no doubt about it. They're really good games. But if you've got sort of handheld emulation of other sorts, you can actually download a few of these games for free, completely legally from itch.io. Apart from Micro Mages, obviously that does cost maybe about $10, $8, $9 or something like that, which means it still would be better value to actually go and buy these games yourself rather than this cart. However, if you want a physical copy, Micro Mages is going to cost you about $40 on NES. So if you look at it that way, it's good value for money. If you look at it just purely at digital, then it's not good value. So it really depends where you're actually coming from. But overall, you know, it's really good fun. If you love this style of game, you're really going to enjoy this cart. There's some great little titles, fantastic fun to play. But just be aware, there's not a great deal of depth here. There's not a great deal of value for money. In my opinion, you might think twice about actually purchasing this, which would be a massive shame. I hope most people do pick it up. With things being quite tight in the current climate, then you may actually think twice about picking this one up, that's for sure. Anyway guys, thanks for watching my video. Please like, subscribe. Catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.